Josh Taylor, Ekow Essuman, main card. What an upset. Listen, let me set the table for you guys real quickly. Josh Taylor heads into this fight, and Josh Taylor is the guy that's heavily favored. It's his big debut at 147. He's moving up weight classes. He's going to go fight a guy that's currently ranked in the top 15 and would perfectly set himself up because of who he is, his name, for a potential world championship fight, or at least a big fight at 147. This was another guy adding into the 147 watch list. And we head into that fight. In the very beginning portions of that fight, Josh Taylor looks quite well, if we're going to be honest. It was like, okay, Josh Taylor's ready to go. He's recovered. His body looks good. He looks strong. Josh Taylor is ready to go and fight at 147. But then the tides turn. Ekow Essuman, let me give you guys a backstory about him real quickly. He is a guy that, while when we look at the second half of that fight, everyone's questioning Josh Taylor's age. Ekow Essuman is 2 years older than him. He's 36 years old currently, where Josh Taylor is 34. And here's the thing. His style of fighting that works a lot better at this weight class and the way he fights. He fights a grueling, tough, physical fight. And Ekow Essuman came out victorious in that fight, rightfully so. That second half of that fight was the complete polar opposite of the beginning portions of that fight. Josh Taylor was not able to withstand the second half of that fight. Josh Taylor was not able to continue to progress the way he fought in the beginning of that fight. And Ekow Essuman figured him out. Ekow Essuman got him enough bundle, and Josh Taylor could not simply get out of that fight. It was a struggle for Josh Taylor to do anything really in the second half of that fight. Ekow Essuman was in complete control. This is not what anybody expected. But yet Ekow Essuman stepped up there, 36 years old, had a career best performance. His pressure, his counter-punching, he secured a win of a 116-113, 116-112, 115-113 scorecard in favor of Essuman. That is a career best performance. And massive props to him. He's fought a long time. He's worked his way into this position. He's 36 years old, and he has the career-defining win on his resume now. Upsetting Josh Taylor and putting himself in position to go get a massive fight now. Another massive fight. All props belong to Ekow Essuman because he made a statement on Saturday. Just an incredible performance, massive upset. So what's next for Ekow Essuman? Well, on one side, you could go target the WBO world champion and the Brian Norman versus Sasaki winner. That could be on the table for himself. You could also target the winner, which I think is more likely, of Paddy Donovan versus Lewis Crocker. That's a domestic fight. It makes perfect sense. That's the fight I would pursue for him if I were Ekow Essuman. That rematch should be happening in the next couple of months. You guys can line that up for the end of the year, early 2026. That's the fight to make if I were Ekow Essuman. I think that makes perfect sense. Go get that fight. Last thing I'm going to talk about on the fight recaps is in regards to Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor has had one heck of a run, becoming the first undisputed British champion in the four-belt era. He's accomplished a lot of great things. I think he has excelled and taken every part of his boxing ability to the maximum extent and potential that was ever God-given to him. He accomplished everything he ever could have. But the thing about boxing is that at some point in time, the wheels start to fall off the car. And I feel like that's the situation Josh Taylor's at. I feel like Josh Taylor's now put himself in a very rough situation where you can make a debate that he's lost 4 straight fights at this point in time. 147 was his next glimmer of hope. And yet he gets upset in a bad way against Ekow Essuman. And you look at it, could Josh Taylor go out there and still fight a couple more fights? Maybe rack up a couple more wins. Maybe make a couple more paydays. That's certainly on the table. But is that damage worth it? When you've already accomplished what you've accomplished, when you already have the resume you have, and there's no legitimate shot at rebuilding yourself, or that makes sense at least, for rebuilding yourself to become a world champion again. I don't think so. And so when you're Josh Taylor, you are put in a very tough predicament right now. Because there's nowhere to go. If I were him, this is the moment that you look at your career, you evaluate it, and you say, you know what? It's time for me to put down the gloves. It's time for me to move on and get into another industry, another avenue, retire from boxing. I've been successful. I've been top of the world. Yeah, it didn't go as planned now, but there's no point in taking more damage just to make a couple more pennies, a couple more dollars. You should have more than enough money set aside. And we thank you for your contribution to boxing. You've been a great champion. You had a great career. But I think that time to put down the gloves is now, so that you can still make it out of the sport while you're intact. So if I were Josh Taylor, it's time to move on. He's had a great run. Thank you for the memories. But there's always a time that the gloves must go down. And I think now makes more sense than ever before for Josh Taylor to retire.